Hey, this is Joe Luciano, Realtor with Bentley's and owner of Amesbury Homes. Today I'm going to go over the current real estate market in Amesbury, Massachusetts, and perhaps a few things you should know before moving. The topics I'm going to cover in this video will be some of the highlights of Amesbury, Massachusetts, the current real estate market and its trends as of January 2023, and finally, I'll leave you with my thoughts on the future of the Amesbury real estate market and whether or not you should consider moving to Amesbury. I will leave time codes in the description below so you can jump around to whichever part you're interested in. Amesbury is a really charming, historic town with a lot to offer. It's located in the northeast corner of Massachusetts, north of the Merrimack River and south of just the New Hampshire border. Amesbury is located west of Salisbury, north of Newburyport and West Newbury, both across the river, and it is just east of Merrimack. Amesbury lies right on the New Hampshire border, south of Southampton. Amesbury was first established as part of Salisbury in the early 1600s. It then became incorporated as a town in 1668, and in 1996, Amesbury became incorporated as a city, though it still carries that small town feel. A few notable spots to mention in Amesbury, starting off with the Mill Yard right in downtown. The Amesbury Mill Yard is a historic area located right in the heart of Amesbury. It was once home to several thriving textile mills, which led to the early growth of Amesbury's economy. Today, the mill yard has been transformed into a vibrant and thriving community full of both residential and commercial spaces. One of the most striking features of Amesbury's mill yard is its architecture. The mill buildings, which were constructed in the 19th and early 20th centuries, are a testament to the town's industrial past. They are made of brick, feature large windows, high ceilings, and exposed beams, giving them a distinctive and timeless appearance. In recent years, the mill yard has undergone a major revitalization effort, with many of the old mill buildings being converted into residential and commercial spaces. Transitioning from the mill yard, we have another Amesbury favorite in Cider Hill Farm. Cider Hill Farm is the perfect destination for apple lovers. Pick your own apples, sample delicious baked goods, enjoy hay rides and farm activities, and learn about cider making at this family-owned farm. So another big part of Amesbury is its parks and wide variety to choose from. To name a few, you have Batchelder Park, Alliance Park, Amesbury Town Park, and Woodsum Farm Park. Each park is great for its own reasons, most importantly just the ability to get outside and enjoy nature. I'll make a video just talking about the parks in Amesbury, so if that's something you'd like to see, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Next up, we have the Amesbury Riverwalk. The Amesbury Riverwalk is a scenic path that winds along the Merrimack River. It offers a peaceful spot to go for a stroll, go for a run, or simply enjoy the natural beauty that the area has to offer. In Amesbury, you also have Lake Gardner and Lake Attitash. Lake Gardner being fully in Amesbury and Lake Attitash being half in Amesbury and half in Merrimack. Lake Gardner has a nice little beach, and both lakes are a great way to spend a summer day. So Amesbury has a lot to offer in its outdoors, activities, and its small town atmosphere, but now I'm going to transition more into the Amesbury real estate market, what I've seen over the past 12 months, and what I'm anticipating to see throughout the rest of 2023. Last year, in 2022, Amesbury had a total of 133 single-family sales, which was actually down 10 from 143 the year before, which marks roughly a 7% decrease in the number of sales. Aside from single families, there was also 138 condo sales, which is down 20 from the year before at 158, which marks roughly a 13% decrease from the year before that. Currently, as of filming this video, there are 7 single-family listings and 7 condo listings. Of the single-family listings, 3 of them are from the past week, while the others have all been on for more than a month. The average price point of these listings is right at about $971,000, or about $408 per square foot. The range of those 7 listings being $355,000 to $2.325 million. That higher listing explains why the average sales price for the current listings is $971,000, close to $1 million, compared to the typical low to mid 600s. Of the active condo listings, 2 are from this past week, while the rest have all been on for over 30 days. The average price point on those active listings is $623,000, with about a $356 per square foot. The average listing of the active condos is $623,000. As for price per square foot, you're looking at $356. Once again, this average is elevated from the typical average condo sale, which I'll get into in a minute, primarily due to having a more expensive listing spend more time on the market, which is typical. The average sales price last year for single-family homes was $633,918, which is up roughly 11% from 2021. The average sales price for condos in 2022 was $467,347, which is up roughly 14.5% from 2021. Prices, generally speaking, peaked earlier in the year and then tapered down as the year went on, as we saw the interest rates raise and as the overall market uneasiness increased throughout. Despite this taper down in the market, we did still see an increase from the year before in average sales price. Now that we've covered past and present stats for Amesbury, I want to dive a little bit into what I think 2023 is going to look like in Amesbury. So I did just mention that we've seen a taper down from the highs of early last year. I think we are going to continue to see this taper downward continue. I don't think this will be a severe decrease, as demand in Amesbury is still super high, and many buyers will be waiting and ready as more and more homes become available in their price point. Now, with that said, I think the past few years have been historically not normal. This year should be substantially more normal, if you will. I think everyone's loved to say that the past few years have been crazy, they've been weird, but I think this year we're going to see a taper down in values most likely, especially if the interest rates continue. Be sure to check out my North Shore real estate video talking about the overall North Shore of Massachusetts. Now, all of that is great, but should Amesbury be on your list of towns that you should consider moving to? Historically, Amesbury has been looked at as kind of a spillover from Newburyport. It's a great alternative. I would say it's definitely different. It's not Newburyport and it's not the same as downtown Newburyport, but it is a great alternative and it still offers that really great proximity right to downtown Newburyport. In short, yes, Amesbury is definitely worth taking a further look into. I'm going to quickly go over the pros and cons of living in Amesbury, and then you decide if it's something you might be interested in. A few of the pros of living in Amesbury: you have a wide variety of restaurants, breweries, and small businesses, and just generally speaking, things to do. It's certainly a very active community and that there's always things going on. You have great access to the outdoors. There's an abundance of parks, as we touched on earlier. Amesbury has a great location close to downtown Newburyport and tax-free New Hampshire. Amesbury is also great for commuters with access to 95 and 495. As for some of the cons of Amesbury, most notably, you have a higher tax rate comparatively to a lot of the neighboring towns. That tax rate being $16.34 per 1,000 of assessed value. That rate is for 2023. I will note though, it has decreased in the past 2 years, which is certainly a nice thing to see. Last year it was $17.69 per thousand, and the year before that $18.25. So we have seen a noticeable decrease in the tax rate for residential real estate, but it is still higher than most nearby towns. And despite being on 95, Amesbury is still a little bit of a ride from Boston, being on the further side and the northernmost part of Massachusetts. You're looking at about a 45-minute commute to drive into Boston. And tagging on to that commute to Boston, the closest T-line is in Newburyport, so if you wanted to take the train into the city, you will have to either catch a ride or drive into Newburyport, which is roughly 10 minutes. So it's not the most convenient in that sense. With all of that said, ultimately it comes down to your price point and what's important to you. If Amesbury is a place that you might be interested in moving to, reach out and let's chat further to figure out whether or not Amesbury is right for you. If you've enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I do plan to cover more Amesbury content and the North Shore in general, weaving my way throughout all of the North Shore. I'll be posting new videos every Friday. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where you think the Amesbury real estate market is heading in 2023. Drop them in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram at joes.homes. All of my links and contact info can be found in the description below. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home in Amesbury or in the North Shore, give me a shout. I'm your guy. But until then, thanks for watching.